And we're live.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Good to see ya. Welcome to Hawkwind's Radio Picture Show, where we tune in live every Wednesday night from Q4 Radio. Oh, yeah. My name is Jack Dwyer.
And I'm Jay Smooth.
Now, we got a great show for you guys tonight, so stay tuned. But before we get started, we do have some special announcements. This Friday, April 18th, we are coming to you live, Reggie's Rock House. It's going to be an awesome show. We got great bands like Anfang, Luzma, Crime in Antarctica, Maze Garden, and headlining we have East Moon.
Ooh.
It's going to be a great show. There are pre-sale tickets. If you haven't gotten your ticket yet, please get your tickets now. It is going to be in the link in our bio for YouTube and Instagram, so check it out. Or otherwise, you can still get tickets day of. And while you're there, maybe pick up some Hawkwind's merchandise. That's right, folks. We finally did it. We got some Hawkwind's merch. This is an exclusive for this show, so you got to come to the show to get some merch until we start selling online, but that might be a time for another time. So please come on by, check out the show. It's going to be a really awesome time. And Jay's got a shirt for us, too. Do you want to show him the shirt? We got a shirt. We got hats.
We got shirts. We got hats. We got stickers.
We got some sticks.
Check it out.
Come on out, guys. It's going to be a great show. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Ooh, check this shit out, bro.
Merchandising, where the real money's made.
You got the real Hawk right there.
So if you guys want to help support us in our dreams of doing these live shows, this is a great way to do it. Please, again, come on out, check out the show. It's going to be Friday, April 18th. This Friday over at Reggie's at the music joint. So we'll see you guys there.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother. I'm excited.
I'm excited, dude. Hell yeah.
Jay's been doing a lot of work getting these bands prepped and everything. It's not an easy task, man.
It's pretty stressful, but it's worth it at the end of the day. You get to party with all your friends and stuff.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty cool.
We're gonna have a really good time, and we know a lot of these bands too. We've had them on the show, and you know a lot of these guys personally through the community.
A bunch of my good friends. So yeah, come on out. Friday, April 18th.
Be there.
Oh, yeah.
Or be a Rambus. Something like that. I don't know.
Some weird shape.
Yep. In any words, what do you say we send the show on over to our guest? We have a very incredible guest tonight. I'm going to read their bio here. We have let me restart. In the house tonight, we have MissAmmunition, a born and raised Chicagoan who has been lighting up the stages all around the country for 19 years. She specializes in angle grinder and fire performance art, paint art such as fetish, demo, and flesh hook suspension, flow performance, and burlesque. She is also a co-host for Chicago's longest running play party for women, trans, and non-binary babes.
Yeah.
It's called
Vespertine
Chicago. Vespertine Chicago. Everybody, please give it up to our good friend MissAmmunition.
Hello. I'm so glad to be joining you guys. Thanks for having me here.
Thanks for joining us. This is a very unique show. I don't think we've ever had somebody of your caliber come into the show before.
Caliber. Yeah, I see what you did there.
I'm trying to sound smart in front of a cute
I
lady.
like it. I just got into guns, so I'm appreciating all the gun puns.
Yeah, I saw that on your social media there. That's what's your stake on guns?
Well, you never know what tomorrow's gonna bring, so I thought, why not just live up to my name? And I went out and got my FOID, and I'm waiting on the CCL. That takes however long the state takes to finish all that process. But I don't know. I'm excited. I'm so excited. It's really fun to learn about. It's absolutely terrifying. First time I shot a gun, I nearly shat my pants. And I got that tunnel vision that people talk about. But afterwards, I felt like I had the biggest motherfucking dick in the house. And I dropped my knees to the floor and twerked in that gun range because I was so relieved. And I got 29 out of 30 to get my FOID. So I was like, hell yeah.
Hell
yeah. Good for you. That's terrific.
Thanks.
If you don't mind me asking, what are you packing?
I'm not packing anything yet because I still want to take more classes to get more comfortable in my handling because it scares me to unload and reload. So I'm going to do all that, but I have my eyes on a Smith & Wesson or like a Beretta, whatever I can fit in places where I normally hide things.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
He's like, okay.
Snub nose. Nice.
yeah, something. Packs a punch.
Now, is there a moment that happened that made you kind of push you over the edge to get a gun? Were you always pro-gun or?
No. Actually, even just having this name, I felt like such a traitor because I was always afraid of that. I was like, oh man, I don't even know how to shoot one of these things, and I'm out here, my tagline is she's locked and she's loaded, she's ammunition, and that gets said before I go on stage, and I'm always just like, psh, what am I loaded with? I don't even drink. Yeah, so I just it's been really fun just learning how to do this and associating with the name. But when it comes down to like an actual event, I'd say the change of tides that happened in November, I'm not going to clarify any further than that, but I'm a woman that lives on her own, and I do box. Like I box like 3 times a week, but my arms will only be strong for so long, and I'm no spring chicken, so I think old Bessie's going to be packing heat in her garter. She'll be like, ah!
Hell yeah.
I'm planning on staying in Chicago, but I'm not staying young, so
yeah,
you got to figure it out.
And it's your right, it's an amendment. You can you have the right to bear arms in this country, which a lot of people agree with, a lot of people don't agree with.
Yeah,
but,
and don't get it twisted. Don't think it's like that. I live in Chicago. I have Chicago morals, but when it comes down to it, I'm not trying to be fucked with.
Totally.
Anymore.
Totally. Right.
You never know, man. I'm not trying to be any more statistics than I am every time I walk out of the house.
Right. No, that's a good thing. Everyone has the right to protect themselves. And what's scary about it too is like if you don't, all the bad guys got guns. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Unlike Europe where everyone's cutting each other, here everyone's got fucking guns.
Yeah.
Whether they should or shouldn't,
Exactly. So I might as well just try doing it the legal and safest way possible, learning from like the right people, and just keep it at that. Oh, and insurance. Get insured on everything. Right. I'm insured on everything. My fists, I'm fire insured. I'm medically insured. My teeth, my pussy, my titties, fucking everything.
Damn, really?
Hell yeah. Every time I get these motherfuckers pressed inside a mammogram, that is covered 100%.
Nice.
Titties covered.
Yeah. Protect the titties, y'all.
Hey, I still got a few years left in these big dogs, so I'm going to try to preserve them as much as I can before I have to move on to other dangerous and risky things to pass my time on this planet.
What would you like to do after the whole everything you do now?
I don't see fetish anything leaving my life, since it's been a pretty active entity and for probably about close to 20 years. So I probably would be going more into that to try to just keep this scene alive for people. Because we're all not getting any younger, but, we do have little gabies that are kink curious that need to be guided towards the right and safe ways towards play. And I don't see myself ending that part of my life, at least. Like, I love co-hosting orgies with my friends. I'm just going to put it down like that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And, specifically, these are events that are geared towards women, trans, and non-binary people, because often in gay events, they're more male-centered or mask-centered. So people like me or people who are on the NB and non-binary spectrum, lesbians of all types, butches, femmes, they often feel excluded, and we get pushed to the side of the wall, and our drinks get spilled, and we get elbowed in the spaces. And it's taken a long time of me pushing my elbows right the fuck back and saying, we do belong here. And if not, fuck it, we'll make our own events. We'll fist each other in safety like we deserve. And that we do. And that's why we've been Chicago's longest running play party for women, trans, and non-binary people for, God, it's almost 2 decades at this point. I'm losing track. And it's the same family that has started from the very beginning. I'm not the one that started it. I have Daddy Sky Cotton and Goddess Alexandra to thank when it comes to being the main entities. And I just came on a little bit later, and I just been their bottom demo bitch for years and years. I'm not sure if you guys know what that means.
Not at all. What is that?
Please inform us.
A bottom demo is basically, we like to have fetish demonstrations at our events to show people what it's like to demonstrate safe consent talk, to demonstrate safe play, to talk about how we communicate with each other verbally and non-verbally during sessions so that people are comfortable, just so that people can see how experienced people play. It'll be like maybe a 10 or 20 minute thing. And since I'm surrounded by so many dominants, they need an ass to whip or somebody to tie up or hang from something, or, you know, I'm basically a whipping post. And, you know, it takes somebody who likes pain, and I am that person. So they've done all kinds of shit to me, like waterboarding, just droves of dominants beating the crap out of me, and I'm just happy as a clam. I keep coming back. And so do many of our participants. In fact, our events sell out every single time. It's not a huge like a huge event. It's in a smaller dungeon space that's within the Chicago area. We like to mix it up and kind of go to different places all around town. We have a new gorgeous space where we will actually, I want to make mention of this.
Absolutely.
Next month in May, Vespertine is going to be holding 2 events, which is fucking crazy. Why is May special? It's IML. It's we have Chicago Leather Weekend happening May 2nd through the 4th, and Vespertine Chicago is going to be taking over the Hole. I don't know if you know what the Hole is, but if you know, you know.
Bend over, Jay.
Basically, it's a place where all holes will be invaded by Vespertine Chicago. This is typically a male-centered space, but instead, Vespertine is going to be holding a day party where you can come get your holes filled with us from 2 to 4 p.m. at Jackhammer in the Hole. Please follow me at MissAmmunition on Instagram, and I will be making announcements on where you can find more information about that, as well as our Vespertine Chicago Facebook page, where we will make announcements about tickets and information. But if the Hole isn't your thing, we will be taking it back to our dungeon space, our brand new gorgeous space that we did open up with at the last event. I'm not saying where. We will tell you where. But just come in with bells on. It's going to be May 25th or off. We don't care what you wear, honestly. Just fucking be happy. That's it. Eat some chocolates and bend over and take it.
Hell yeah.
He's like, hell yeah. It's May 25th. Yes, it's a Sunday because a lot of people have Memorial Day off, and they're gonna. That's really what works out best for us. It's IML weekend. A lot of the ladies had to do things that whole weekend. So we make it happen on May 25th. So please join us on either May 3rd at the Hole at Jackhammer from 2 to 4 p.m. or the evening hours for a traditional Vespertine gathering of all of your favorite things. And, you know, on May 25th.
Nice.
Can I just say real quick, I love that we live in a country that we can go online and promote this. I think it's so cool. I love it. I love it.
I'm fighting robots.
Take that, Canada.
Yeah.
Well, we do have to be careful with our language with some things because some of it gets deprioritized by algorithms. I noticed if you mention anything gay or orgy or like sex related, because then they accuse you of selling prostitutes online, which I've gotten flagged for. I'm like, no, I'm not selling any prostitutes. I've sold drugs online, but they did flag me for that too, so I can't.
The dark web.
I'm literally fighting the fucking robots about all of this. So we try to be careful, and now with the ever-evolving time with technology, where I foresee us having to change more language in the future, but luckily we have a following of people who know what it means. Vespertine has built a name, so hopefully. And there's so many like gay fuck parties that just like are revolving every month. I mean, there is just a place to get your hole filled everywhere. You guys have no idea. The straights are living in a drought of dick and pussy when we are just out here going like.
I had a gay roommate that was really into like the kink stuff, and he never talked much to me, but like he would always like come back like after parties and just like drunk and just tell all the room. There was like 3 of us living there, but like the stories he would
spill the tea.
The stories he would tell would be like, whoa. He's like, yeah, I sent out. I'm not even gonna say it on camera right now. I'll tell you guys later.
That's his story to tell.
Yeah, right. You gotta be careful.
Yeah,
So he'd be like,
yeah.
you know, I was watching a show the other day, and you said something about that.
Let's pull up the clip.
Yeah.
So I have so many questions.
I figured.
Your calendar's booked with this. I think it's so cool. How does one go about organizing an orgy?
At this point, we have it down to like a very well organized system. Like, we have the people that set up the ticket situation. We have the people that run the door. We have people that take care of all of the snacks and the water and the puppy pads for squirting. Because there are things that we need to bring. Cleaning products. Typically, then there's going to be someone that needs to talk to whatever space that we are renting from. And then we have someone within our crew that also does the posters and the promotion. But we typically have it just bim, bam, boom. After so many years, we each know our roles, and it's pretty easy at this point with, minimal cleanup at the end. People typically know to like clean up after their splooges, Nothing catastrophic, really. It's actually pretty clean, you would think, after the amount of things that happen. It's pretty immaculate at the end. Just maybe a little vacuuming and a little sweeping, and it's just easy cleanup.
Yeah, I've dirtied up a couple of hotel rooms with some hot wings in the bed. I can only imagine.
Hot wings.
Yeah. Hey, the way I lick down to the bone in the bed, that's my business. I'm kidding.
Oh, man, that was
hot
good.
wings.
That was good. That was hot to trot.
Got me sweating.
Oh, man, I want hot wings.
Now, when you do the events and you have tickets and whatnot, how much information are you gathering from people? Are you having people get tested before? Do you have like a consent form for people to sign to say, hey, no cell phones, no this or that?
Oh, yes, we do discuss that for sure.
What does all that look like?
There is a person that also handles that with the whole ticketing situation. That is all distributed in the information. We do talk about no photography specifically, like no use of phones in there. All of also like what to wear, what not to wear. When it comes to testing, we feel that that's up to the individual, because everybody's not doing that in there. Sometimes people just come in and they just want to act like a dog for an hour or two, or they want to get spanked. And, if it's up to doing more, we have the supplies where people can do that safely. We offer the dental dams for whatever you want to lay out. We offer all the condoms. We have everything you need so that you can enjoy yourself safely. But that's a conversation that they have to have together. But I mean, we're all not banging like, 50 people just like dick off the walls. There's a lot of scenes going on, and we are respecting the spaces that are going on within the scenes. Sometimes people just go to just watch, because like people are just coming up with some elaborate stuff. Like sometimes it's fetish art, like truly what people can just implement with play when they add creativity to it.
Do you have any examples of that?
I could probably say one because it was a scene with myself, but it was like a spring Vespertine that we had where I was suspended off of like a chain hoist from the ceiling, and I had a bunch of needles pierced into me while I was suspended with flowers all over the place. So like I was just like this entity of spring with like pain and flowers and blood, and then they beat me while I was hanging. It was beautiful. People were like in tears. There was music. It was a gorgeous way to display pain and art. And, pain is a part of life. Why shouldn't we make it beautiful and embrace it? So that's how I look at it, and that's how we look at it together. And I'm usually doing these scenes with the same people that have been running this party, so we all have like a really strong common bond. They know what I like. They know what I don't like. So we come up with these pretty crazy scenes together. Also, there was one time, or maybe 2 or 3, I got waterboarded, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, shit.
I got waterboarded. I liked it.
You're the only person I've ever say that they enjoy getting waterboarded.
I really like edge play, and I really like just riding that edge of chaos where you feel like you're absolutely going to lose your fucking marbles and then just take it all back.
It's wild.
Yeah, man.
So what is it that appeals this lifestyle to you? Is it adrenaline rush? Is it a sexual thing? Is it kink? Is it all of the above?
Yes, D, I would say it's pretty much everything, but ultimately I think it comes down to the adrenaline. I really am an adrenaline junkie, and I like what pain does to your body. I have learned how to shut it off to a point where I am doing these pain art like performances like suspension where it doesn't affect me like it affects other people, because I've just learned how to like work with it and use it as my guide.
The first time you suspended yourself from hooks, did that hurt at all?
Yes, I lost my shit. I actually I had trouble getting up. I've probably been up more than maybe 15 or 16 times. The first 5 or 7 to 10 times I'd cry for an hour before getting up. It's really difficult. But then now I can just get up at any point in the song and just be like scaring the shit out of people.
I used to do like piercings when I was younger, and I was gonna go to Las Vegas to learn how to like hang people on hooks.
Yeah.
And I never went because I ended up quitting that job right before. How deep does that hook go into like your body?
It just feels like that. I don't. Can you see that? It's just like that.
Like just little.
Like a little pinch. So you can do like, for someone of my stature, you can do like 4 hooks and be all right. You can even do 2 if they're put in the right spot.
I figured the more hooks, the better, because it just disperses the weight more.
Yeah, but then
right?
you got to go through like more piercings. You know, it's just like I try to do everything within reason. Although I've done 8, I believe, because I have hung Superwoman style, where you're just like behind the calves, the ass, the lower back, and the back. It's pretty amazing because everything's so evenly distributed that you just don't really feel much of anything.
Wow.
It's all in the piercer, really. If you have someone with a skilled hand like I've been working with, it's just, it goes in like butter and it feels right.
You know, I saw your video where you were, and again, for those of you just following along, this is flesh hook suspension with hooks and suspension up into the air. Your performance was so cool. You were like swinging to a Marilyn Manson song, you know, a couple feet up off the air.
9 Inch Nails.
Or 9 Inch Nails, my apologies.
I gotta be specific about that.
You're right. Hell yeah. Amen to that. My question for you was, you know, it was so interesting to see you up in the air for the entire duration of the song. And I was like, God, like she's gotta be hurting right now. And I had to zoom into the video for the moment where like you get your feet on the ground and then they take the hooks out of you. And just the look on your face was so just like relieving. And I was trying to think of a way like of what it might feel like, you know, like if somebody is a hockey player or they go skiing or whatever, when they take their boots off and they put their regular shoes on, it's that weird tingling. And I'm like, it can't be anywhere remotely close to that. But like maybe, you know, what is that feeling like when you finally get that relief and you're hitting gravity with your feet again?
I had a feeling someone was going to ask me about that because that look was so obvious when it was filmed in that video.
It looked enjoyable though.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like busting a nut after a really long fuck sesh. Where you're like, bro, I've been sitting there whacking that beef for a minute. And you finally let loose, like, oh man. And then also I was dizzy because I was spinning around a lot, and I usually don't spin when I suspend, but like, I don't know, the lights, the music, it being in a church. I just threw my panties over the church stairs where a priest delivered his sermons and people were like crying everywhere. I was like, fuck it, man, we're gonna hang.
That's awesome.
But yeah, like I usually have to have somebody to fall into because I feel really vulnerable and weird. Like I just like, okay, I'm bleeding, there's blood going down my back, and you know, it's just like you're immediately post nut afterwards and you have to cover up and hide somewhere like a little gremlin. And then they have to like take the hooks out, which is a whole nother experience in itself. Because I was waiting side stage while those hooks were in me, just waiting to go up, while he had the equipment in hand ready to just click me in. Wow. I was still bleeding side stage, and they're just like wiping the blood. Wow. It was pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie, like being in that setting, like a church setting, Epiphany Art Center. If you have not been there, oh my God, it's a really gorgeous spot. It's traditionally like they're keeping everything to historic level in there. Like I tried to put my St. Andrew's cross up against the wall, and they're like, you can't do that. That's like they said it was pottery, stucco pottery or something that the walls were made out of, and my cross would have somehow interfered with that. I was like, damn. Wow. I couldn't even have my cross hit the ground because they had to have little mats because they want to preserve the floor and everything. It was so deliciously anti-religious.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what's the setup like for hook flesh suspension? When you get lifted up, do they put anything on the floor? Do they lay out like a tarp, or is it like a mat that you use regularly? Or
No, it's just the ground that we have. You mainly bleed on yourself. It's not going to be like squirting everywhere unless you're like. I try to do everything I need to not bleed so much. Like, there are ways you can, like, not bleed so much. Like, don't take Tylenol. Don't take things that would thin your blood.
alcohol, right?
Yeah, I don't drink, so that's one strikeout. Maybe try not to drink so many fluids so your body isn't pumping out so much liquid. There's like a whole process that I have to go through to do it comfortably. And I nailed it this time. And it's shown with how it happened from start to finish. I can't believe I'm like actually on a radio and talking about this shit.
What a time to be alive.
America.
Huh?
America, yeah.
You said there's a process that you go to get ready for that. What's that process like?
Yeah, I tried to. I eat good the day of. I bring a bunch of sugary snacks too, just in case I get dizzy or weird. Because after they throw the hooks in, sometimes your body just goes into shock, and you need to like eat something to stabilize your sugar levels. But I was pretty good. I drank a bunch of coffee and Red Bull that day and swing to my heart's content. I did eat, and I also like try to listen to like good music, not like anything that's gonna make me want to go out and like punch somebody too much. Something on a even keel. I just try to like relax myself for the week beforehand. Try not to get any fights with people in news threads that I like to do. It's just like a whole brain detox, a lot of visualization of how that experience I feel like is going to be, like how other people are going to react to it in the room and how I'm going to have to process that while being in pain. There's a lot of factors to like think about, because not everybody's about that. Some people feel like they're going to faint looking at it. Some people get sick. Some people are crying because they're absolutely moved by the experience. So you never know how people are going to react. But for the most part, everybody in that room for the event Cathedral by Bass Entertainment, got to drop that because it was a fucking badass event, CO. That's all I got to say. I'm still on a cloud about it. Okay. Yeah, it was incredible to be a part of. And I also have to thank my piercer, Koz Piercer, on Instagram, KOZ. He is the man with the hand. So if you're ever looking to partake in that suspension experience, I highly recommend him because he'll throw you up anywhere. I've hung up like from trees. You can anything that you think that is sturdy enough that you can hang something from a body, he will do that. Jesus. Yeah. Wow. I've done it in a steakhouse from like beams, and I swung so fucking hard. It was almost terrifying. I felt like like a witch or something. I was just flying. That's wild. I couldn't swing too hard in the church because they actually had they were scared that my heels were going to hit the altar. And I was like, that's a completely acceptable reason why we can't make this rig higher.
What's the highest you've ever been suspended?
Oh man. That steakhouse moment was pretty high up, but there was one time in a forest I did hang from a tree in the daytime. We had like a fire going and there were deer. It was pretty fucking amazing. Like, and a warehouse too. That's pretty high up because you get like really high ass ceilings.
How high are we talking here?
I'm really bad judgment of height. I cannot tell you.
Like if you were to stack yourself up like higher than 5 feet?
Oh God.
6 feet?
I'm thinking like 20 plus. I don't know. Just like
sheesh.
Wherever, maybe 10 to 20. Oh wait, yeah, there was one warehouse photo shoot where I got lifted up by a crane in this giant warehouse where I was hanging over a big giant thing of like cut steel. It was like this steel cutting warehouse, and I had to pose in the freezing cold for that image, but it was so worth it. Something that I can look back on and tell my non-grandchildren.
Hell yeah.
I did that in my 20s, and I am fucking proud of it.
Oh, yeah.
You should.
Yeah, and now I'm in my 40s. I'm still doing it. It's not just a phase. So now I can sit back and
It's not a phase, Mom.
Point back at all those people I got into fights with on Facebook about it. It wasn't just a phase, bitch. I'm still here. I'm still hanging.
Yeah.
And I'm still fucking queer, so.
Hell yeah. What's the like recovery for like? How do you recover from that? I'm sure it's like different for everyone, but like, are you able to like sleep on your back at all?
Hell yeah. I mean, I like pain, so I like the whole process. I enjoy the well, when they take the hooks out, they have to burp them because, you know, when you've been hanging from your holes all open, you get these little air pockets in there. So they need to be squished out. So they're like almost like little Rice Krispie treats, and sometimes they burst in blood. It's a disgusting process, but my piercer really enjoys it, and like people who do it enjoy it. That's probably my most hated part of the whole thing is that because your holes feel all just like loose and used up and ready to just get wrapped up for the day. The shit's cashed, you know? So they put like, what is that shit? Tegaderm? They're like these bandages, and then you just kind of bleed into those until you take a shower. And then the next day is a little rough, but once again, I like pain. So it's kind of like a reminder of an incredible experience. My holes are actually not completely healed from the last one. They're just still little dots on my back. They should take like a few weeks to a month until they peel off out of boredom.
Now,
But
when you do it again, do they reuse the same entry points?
well,
or-
that'll be all healed up by then. And the last one I did was like 10 years ago, so like it was a long time. And the opportunity came for this church performance, and I was like, God, that would be so cool to just hang up there naked like Jesus to 9 Inch Nails. And I fucking did that. So, yeah.
Damn. Now, what kind of criticism do you get? You know, obviously this isn't something that's the normal everyday hobbyist. You know, I'm sure there's such a variety of people. I guess my question is, what's maybe the worst critique that you've gotten, and how'd you deal with it? And what do you think is maybe the best criticism you've ever gotten?
Yeah, it is kind of like it's pretty much the yin to the yang when it comes to balance, because I do get both ends of it. So when it comes to the worst, there was one time like at the beginning of my career, I did get my lips sewn shut, sutured on stage, and it was graphic. And once again, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the person who did it at the time. And I posted an image of it online, and it didn't go over too well. I got into fights, and people deleted me. It caused issues in the relationships, family that I was in at the time. And I was like, man, I don't understand. And, you know, maybe I shouldn't have posted that picture at lunchtime, but, you know, I don't know. My other friends wouldn't have cared as much, and they didn't. They thought it was cool. But or I get called a Satan worshiper, all that. I'm like, who has time to worship Satan? Like, that seems like a waste of time, honestly. Like, you got to meet people who are into Satan, then you have to spread the word of Satan. I'm not into that. I'm busy. That's too much. I just like pain. That's really all there is to it. I'm not here to worship Satan or, you know, talk shit about your religion. I guess pain is my religion when it comes down to it.
So you just embrace the criticism. You're just like, this is a part of me. This is what I do.
Well, in my younger days, I was not so graceful about it, and I exchanged some words that I'm probably not. I would say that I'm not proud of, but I was pretty proud of it then. But now I try to make it more of an education moment and try to tell people about my process and what it's like in a positive light to see if maybe they could see it from my eye to their eye. If they don't, cool. Hopefully they can keep scrolling. Every once in a while I'll get someone messaging me their true thoughts on it, and I don't care. I'll just block and keep moving on. I'm too tired to deal with all these motherfuckers. But the good feedback I've gotten in juxtaposition to the bad feedback was at this prior event, Cathedral. Like, there were people in that room that witnessed suspension for the first time when I did it in 2008. And they were also in that room to witness it again in 2025. So the fact that they like remembered that performance and was able to just support me again and see my intention behind it. Like, I cried for days afterwards in a good way because so many people fucking got what I did that night. Of course, it was all goths. So, you know, you have to do it for the right audience. Otherwise, it's going to be like a shock value situation. I have done it at like rave parties and stuff where people are like ready to throw up, and you know, you look like some of them are going to faint because they're not good with needles or blood, and the skin stretching is really triggering for some people too. I'm glad I don't have to look at that because that's usually behind me. I did hang from my knees once, and that I'm never doing that again. Props to those who can, because I think that's one of the most bad bitch motherfucker boy positions that you could possibly do. I was at like a party in a wild-ass space that looked like this. There's like graffiti on the walls, and the hooks got thrown in my knees, and I had a chain hoist, and I was lifting myself up, and oh man, just being upside down in pain like that, I don't know. I think you got to be like an acrobat or something, used to being upside down. Like, there are people who like being upside down to do things, and there are people who don't like it, and I'm a don't like it person. Like, I couldn't get into trapeze or aerial because like I don't like that head rush feeling, like at least that way. I like it in the other ways and the unconventional ways that we talked about earlier.
Wow. Now, I like how you have this whole educational spin on it. You know, like it is obscure to a lot of people, but the way you approach it, I think is so noble to educate people. Can you walk us through your demos? Like, what is that like? Do you show up to people's parties? What do you do in your demonstrations?
Well, I actually, for example, I've got a good one coming up for May 4th. As a part of Chicago Leather Weekend, I am going to be a fetish fire flogging demo bottom for Master Leather Redux, who is a esteemed fetish educator who's been educating since the 80s.
I know some of those words.
Yeah. I was actually bright-eyed and bushy-tailed when she asked me to be her demo bottom, because I've watched her at parties for many, many years where she comes in and she plays with her partner, and I'm just like, wow, like, look at her. She has got form and she has got grace, and she's strict, but she's incredibly caring. I'm like, let me get in on that. And then I was lucky enough to be asked to be the fire flogging demo for an educational experience at the Leather Archives Museum on May 4th, where I am going to be bearing it all for her. And she's going to flog me with floggers on fire. Like, they will be ignited and they will be whipping my naked body. And she's going to educate the audience on safe ways to play with floggers, and also just to partake in this crazy experience that I've never experienced. But I know that she's been doing it for a long time. I'm just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed about it. I couldn't be any more excited. So it's something like that. Like, she gave me a call and we talked about it. We talked about, boundaries, what things I'm comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with. Sometimes with fetish demo situations, a lot of the doms like to have a questionnaire of things that you can check off, of things that you're interested in, things you don't want to do. You're hard, I don't want to do these, and then they can put that in their files or in here so they know. So we talk about boundaries, we talk about play, we talk about their history, things that they have done, and see where we can meet on that. And then that's how we create our customized play experience. And I don't have the time for when that's happening just yet, but it's going to be in the afternoon on May 4th. So if you can make it to the Leather Archives Museum for Chicago Leather Weekend, we would love that, because that place is so cool. Like, you walk in and they have leather history and gay history. There's even an old antique glory hole that you can look at with a cock that you can tug.
What? That sounds nuts.
Not a real cock. It's a stunt cock, but if you ever just need to whack one, I enjoy doing that there.
Who doesn't like whacking a good cock every once in a while?
Oh man, I have got stories. But yes, I do love whipping a good dick and pair of balls, because I feel like everyone on this planet needs it.
Sometimes. That's what my ex-girlfriend used to tell me.
Get your cock and shot.
Well, she was trying to do some cock and ball torture. She's probably out there doing it professionally now.
Probably. God damn it.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Got me through college. My feet and whipping cock and balls.
God.
He's like,
how do I get into this business? I want to make some money, bro.
I mean, you have to just market to the audience that's interested.
The right audience.
If you want to whip some dick and balls, you have to find the dick and balls that likes to receive that particular type of play, and then see where you can meet, with your tributes and such, because people pay top dollar for all that malarkey.
Now, walk us through it for a second. You know, if somebody's hosting the party and they hire you to come in and be a demo for everyone, you know, what is that involved? How much does that cost? And yeah, like what kind of parties have you been a part of?
Well, there's like different ways that I've been doing fetish demo. There's something that I started doing called Spank Salon, where I bring a collapsible St. Andrew's cross to events with like toys like this, or a personal favorite,
Jesus.
or things like this, you know, and people can pay a tribute, or we do by tip. It just depends on the environment and what I feel like, honestly, because sometimes you need to take money to just gauge where people are at. You know, like if someone cannot count a few dollars out or use their Venmo, I'm not going to play with them, because that's a gauge for me to like, oh, you're too fucked up. If you cannot count for me $20, that's already just, yeah, because I take pride in being somebody who doesn't drink. So I want to be completely eye to eye with somebody when we're doing something like this. But yeah, at this point, people have seen what I do and they hire me. They're like, hey, can you come in and do the Spank Salon today at my events? I've done raves. I've also did it at that church for Cathedral. When then I just set up everything and I got QR codes and things. So if people want a tip or a tribute, they can do that. They can make requests if they want to be up there for a minute. Sometimes they're like, I want to be up here for a half hour. I'm like, all right. And they just want me to beat the shit out of them for a half hour, and they love it.
Have you ever done that at this place called Exit?
Yes.
Dude, I've probably seen you there as well.
Maybe.
Because I used to go there all the time on like fucking
Thursday nights.
yeah, wherever.
Bondage a go.
Bondage night. Yeah, dude, that shit was great.
I ain't gonna lie, I've been on that fence
I never
a few times.
participated because I was always too scared, but I always like seeing like how everybody like acts and stuff. It's pretty fun, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Man, it was times,
R.I.P.
man.
Exit though.
I know, man. It was a love-hate relationship at Exit. Like, I feel like I survived a lot of COVID because of the things that I did at Exit. Because if you survive partying for at least 5 years in that motherfucking place, like,
Dude,
I feel like there's just some sort of coating around your lungs that, well, because I used to do
Everything.
things in that bathroom, the orgies, the cocaine, the fucking...
if those bathroom walls could talk, holy shit, dude.
You could probably take a razor blade off the side of those walls and then just lick and then be high for like 3 years straight.
It was funny. We had somebody on the show that also said the same thing. If you've ever been
That's
to
crazy.
Exit, if you've ever been to Exit, you probably survived COVID.
Yeah, because that was a meme that was going around
Yeah.
around the times of COVID, because, you know, we were all saying, oh man, if you smoke a lot of weed, you're going to survive COVID. And then the Exit meme came around and we're all thinking about that men's bathroom downstairs. Like, bro, all the bathrooms were bad. Like, oh, I've had moments in each and
Dude.
every one of them, especially
Same.
upstairs with that red lighting where you're all fucked
dude.
up. You're like, I fuck me. Fuck me. I gonna fuck me. Shit. Yeah.
Dude. Oh, dude, I feel that. I see you brought some toys there. Would you mind explaining what those things are?
And do they have names?
No. Well, this is Charles. No.
Hi, Charles.
No. His name is actually not Charles. I'd probably name it a female name, but I haven't yet. This is a riding crop. I like them long. Some people like them short because you can like hit harder, but I don't know. I really enjoy. Ooh, you can almost hear it. I wonder if you can hear
A
that.
lot of girls like them long, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like
Hear
that.
wind.
I like to break wind when people are on my cross, so that they can hear the toys before I hit them with it. So I like to provide a sensory experience all around. Maybe like touch them beforehand so they can feel the sensation of the hard paddle on them before I go for like a. Yeah, this is a paddle.
Paddle.
Yeah, and then we have a personal favorite. Actually, people come visit me to experience this. You can buy this on that evil website that I don't want to mention that starts with an A, but because I don't feel like that they deserve promo on this awesome show.
AssholeToys.com.
AssholeToys.com, where you can buy all sorts of things from that bozo guy.
I love AssholeToys.com.
God, I know. And you can actually buy a lot of asshole toys. Like, you can buy anything on that website. But this is called the
You get penis-shaped rockets nowadays, too. I'm kidding.
But no lies detected, though. Like, they all look like dicks. When am I going to see a fucking labia rocket go up in the sky? Be like, I wish a girl could fucking dream. I'm going to keep dreaming. But, yeah, this is the Zapper. And this is really fun because it's used with the same technology that they would use, like, with a fly swatter. So, like,
hurt?
Depends on where you do it, but like I said,
maybe.
It's akin to like a rubber band snap. You want to try it?
Kinda.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Should we do it on camera?
Yeah. Oh man. You go in there. Let's.
Where am I going?
Right over here.
Let's tie him up.
Last time I got.
Let's get on that chair right there. Yeah, Jay likes taking a beating on the show.
I got a wrestler to punch me in the face one time.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that. Was that here?
That was here.
Okay, yeah, that looks pretty rough. I was like, oh man, if they can do that, they can do that.
I'd say sit on the chair.
Sit on the chair.
Sit on the chair, puppy, for your shocking.
Oh, America, it was nice knowing you.
May I use your whip real quick?
Riding crop.
Riding crop.
Oh come on, you got tattoos, man. You ain't no stranger to pain.
It's not so bad. Loosen up. Come on. Let's go.
It hurts so good.
Yeah. See, if you can do a tattoo. You even got your holes stretched in your ears. This should be no problem.
I used to be a piercer.
All right.
Yeah. So
Enjoy.
Lay it on me.
Oh, look at this virgin skin.
Stop.
No tattoos on it or anything.
All right. Here, look. I do have one.
Wait, there's one right here.
I am tough.
Right.
This man has been branded before.
Oh, I like it. Do it again. Do it again.
Right? Shit. Fucking.
Woo.
Yeah, we got a little buddy.
Ooh.
I know, I see it.
Yeah.
And then it puts a little hair on your chest.
Man. No wonder you don't drink alcohol. That would get me fired up every time I go out.
America, my balls just dropped.
Damn. Woo.
Yeah, you know, I also like caffeine. I'm a caffeine addict, but this also feels
see
really
your
great
nipples,
on
Jack.
nipples. I've done this
Can I see?
actually
Can I
at
try?
Riot Fest. I did do this on someone's butthole.
Butthole?
Yeah, I called him butthole guy because I miss you. I miss you, butthole guy. I don't know where you are, but like misconnection. Like if you ever come back to Riot Fest, I will 100% shock your butthole again to no effects.
Was that this year?
That was
last
this year.
year?
This past year.
I was working Riot Fest this year.
Me too. I was.
Were you butthole guy?
No, I wish.
No, I will never forget butthole guy. Like he saw me. Like I was doing this spin the wheel of torture with.
I saw that wheel.
That's where I was.
I was working like the BIP section.
Okay. Oh God, man, we probably crossed like. I was there the whole weekend, and people would like they'd pay to spin the wheel, and then whatever that thing lands on, I have to do it, and it. You know, that would be anything from like licking the bottom of my shoe to hair removal with wax strips. Jesus. To we landed on a lot of like cross dressing, like like makeup makeovers. Like a lot of dudes were walking around with like some really cute drag makeup, and they were super into it. Like no like toxic bros, like, and some people started like getting addicted to the chaos, and they'd be coming back, and that's how I met butthole guy. Like he turned out to be a super pain slut, and he's like, hey, no effects last set is tomorrow, and if I pay you, can you do that to me during during the set specifically? I was like, fuck yeah. But I was like, I don't know how you're gonna. He didn't have any more cash, so he wanted to do it digitally. But when you're in a festival and you don't have the Wi-Fi, it's almost impossible to like pay. So this guy was on the edges of Riot Fest looking for whatever Wi-Fi bar he could find. And then it was like 2 hours later and the payment went through. I was like, well, that locks in that. And then when the no effects set happened, he dropped his fucking pants and came up to me, and he put his like hands on the pole, and then I spread those cheeks and I went in and I fucking shocked that butthole. He was having a blast. His nipples, I was beating the shit out of him. And then he gave me like a whole fucking bag of like RSO pills afterwards, and I watched Slayer where I was melting. It was like the most epic day ever, and it was a Sunday too, so it was like Butthole Sunday with Slayer to like
That's the best, dude.
to fucking end it all. Did you see the Slayer?
I got backstage with them. They were fucking dope. I got the guitar player switched his guitars, and I was right there by his guitar thing. It was freaking dope. I got to see them I got to peek up at the stage, and I saw like the hundreds of people that were just there. I'm like, this is fucking cool. No wonder they do this shit.
They're amazing with that flaming cross, and
dude, I felt the flame. Like I felt it. Like I was that close to like their set. Like I could almost touch them. I was like right here. It was cool.
Oh, I'm so jealous. They actually blocked a lot of artist entry all the way around. So like within their vicinity, they weren't letting anybody even like to the stage, because I was like trying to creep my way towards the back and like trying to sneak in and use my artist like band, and they're like, no, only a specific artist. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I got a different band. It was like production, yeah, whatever the thing was. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I need to get one of them production bands so I can like stalk some. I was like trying to find Rob Zombie. I was like, damn, they had like semi truck trailers blocking everything in the back with their own chain link fences. I'm like, sheesh, they're just blocking out for people like me trying to look for that.
Maybe if you threaten them with your Booty Blaster 3000.
The Booty Blaster 3000.
Like, hey man, I know I used to play your song in like 1996 in my closet for my guitar, but can I just booty blast you real quick? I promise I won't make it weird.
Oh man! Now, what's your favorite toy to use on people?
I do like flogging people because I didn't bring it because I don't know, I was running out and there's only so many things I can think of. So I thought of my Chandler and my Tazapper and this, but like I do like a flogger because it's big and they're heavy. It's like an extension of your arm, and you can just beat someone loudly, or you can even just make it sensual and soft. It's kind of like a customizable toy where you can have a little bit of both sensations. But I also do like the standard run of the mill, like getting bent over somebody's knee and getting spanked until I cry. I'm sorry if my dad's watching this, or if somebody of like related nature is watching this, but it should come as no surprise at this point because of the conversations that we've had over Christmas dinner.
This is all for educational purposes.
It is educational because I'd rather have people just like not oppress themselves with the urges that they have, and maybe healthily approach them and do it safely so that it doesn't have to be shameful. You know, because everybody's got their kinks, and I have slept with enough of you motherfuckers out there to know this. So why not just be free, you know? There's no shame in it. If you want to fucking wear a clown wig and get fucked up the ass, I'm not going to sit here and be like, that's wrong. Because I might also like that as well. And if you come to one of our parties, you might find somebody of a like-minded nature that won't yuck your yum, that will actually yum your yum.
And it's also very important because there's a lot of like people that like see like shit on like porn and stuff, and they try to do it without knowing the proper way of doing it, and they end up like in the hospital or something. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's pretty important to like get educated on this kind of stuff, especially because like you said, everybody has some sort of kink. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know there's some things that people will just want to dive in right away. Like we do a lot of piercing, play piercing art, where you know we do a lot of what would appear to be really dangerous piercing all over our bodies, but we are also trained in bloodborne pathogens. Some of us have been trained as phlebotomists. We've all been educated on how to handle sharps. So it does come with experience. So what you see is not something that we just walked right into. We definitely had to take the time to educate ourselves to do it safely. Because when you're playing with blood, you're playing with semen and all these things, you want to be safe, especially these days. So if you want to pierce with needles, please wear gloves. Please clean everything. Please be safe. I would not yuck your yum because I sure as fuck like it too. And also on that website where we talked about, that Bozo website that starts with the letter A, you can also buy things to pierce yourself because that's where I bought them. So the little individual needles.
Hell
you can
yeah.
buy anything that's a kink. I wouldn't be surprised if you can get a fuck machine on that website. Because that's definitely going to be probably in my future, seeing how people just be, man. I'll just line my whole bedroom up with fuck machines and spit roast myself.
Jesus.
He's like, Jesus. That's going to be the highlight That's going to be the highlight reel right there.
Yep, right there.
All right.
Couldn't be any more. He's like, I know, right? He's like, couldn't be any more proud.
Yeah, we did it.
But it's not, my life isn't all orgies and fucking waterboarding. Like, I do have some pretty cool things like, that are of more the refined and diet nature of, in terms of, what am I trying to say? I'm fucking high on my brain is just like all over the place. Vanilla is what I'm saying. More vanilla experiences where you're not going to see me putting things up people's buttholes or whatnot.
What's the vanilla side of you then?
Like I do like to perform at cute little burlesque shows. I perform frequently at, actually this Thursday, you can find me at Unbridled at Untitled in River North. It's actually a free show, so if you come, it's at 8 o'clock, and we've got everything. We've got acrobats, we've got aerialists, we've got burlesque performers, boylesque performers, variety, everything that you can think of. And it's really fun. So it's, it's not something that you're going to see. Well, you might see somebody with a butt plug. It has happened, but it'll be a rhinestone butt plug.
So it looks pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty, and there's more glitter on it.
There you go.
But yeah, also I do enjoy performing at Bordel Chicago pretty frequently. That's kind of like a diet strip club experience where you can come in and sit down and have sexy drinks and watch a show, and you can interact with the performers afterwards. I'll be at Bordel May 1st, May 9th, and May 30th. So if you'd like to see me shake tits tableside, I offer that as well. And if you're lucky enough, as Shimmy LaRue, the producer, says, you can even tuck dollars in a thong and or G-string.
Hell yeah. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, people enjoy it, and I watched women in their, had to be maybe 50s or 60s, just completely stare at my tits and throw money at my pussy last weekend, and I couldn't be any more fucking happy to provide that experience for them. Because, everybody deserves to have a good time. I don't care if you're like 21 or if you're 75. I am going to sit right next to you and shake my tits in your face and give you the same experience. Because I want everybody to go to bed at night thinking of just like glittery, glistening titties. Because titties make people happy.
I love glittery, glistening titties, bro.
Me too.
You're doing God's work right there.
I'm just saying, I still got a few years left in these bad boys, so I'm going to sit here and spread the good word as much as I can. And, there's plenty of tits to come, with all of the new generations. There's tits of all kinds. I can talk about tits for days, obviously.
Same.
Same.
Same, dog. Same.
You also do like some angle grinder stuff, like where is that like we have like a grinder and like a piece of metal basically or something?
Yeah.
How'd you get into that?
The same people that I started all of this fetish stuff also taught me the fire and grinder art, and we started a whole troupe about like 15 or 16, 17, 18, I don't know how many decades ago, 2 decades ago-ish, where we had like maybe 7 of us grinding at once. So we do strap steel plates on ourselves or on each other, and we will just grind on each other. We will do choreographed experiences where you'll see us grind off of hatchets. I've even taken apart a guitar and grinded on a guitar. Whatever I can put steel on, I want to fucking grind it.
I just pulled up a video of you doing it.
Yes. That's actually a Bordel.
You on the it's not that.
Oh.
How thick is that metal?
It's 16 gauge. I get it at Home Depot, and then I just cut it in my apartment and piss everybody off. It only takes like a second. And typically after each performance, I change it because I like to go hard in one spot specifically because I'm a size queen. I like to read through like my plates afterwards to see if I got like in between the lines or whatnot. And yes, there have been injuries. Don't get me wrong. I've landed one in my eye here and there, and I've had them drilled out of my corneas. I know where eyewear, but you know what? I don't care. I don't care about the eyewear. You all can shove it when it comes to your fucking OSHA guidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck OSHA.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We love you, OSHA. Please don't cancel us.
I honestly don't know how they could regulate me doing it, how I do it, because it's just like, it's unconventional. But I do have insurance for it, so if I fuck up a venue or I fuck up somebody else, I got you covered.
Hell yeah.
I was looking to get into it myself as just as a dude because I have a grinder, but I was asking a performer who does
balls.
it. That was one way. Didn't want to hurt my balls, but that's when you get a metal cup, right? Always
It
protection.
doesn't have to be the crotch. You can do your chest, or some people like I've done like mounted it to a back of a chair to make it look like a electrocution scene, or I've done it on like you can buy a hatchet and then just do it off of a hatchet. It scares the shit out of people because they're like, "What the fuck is this bitch doing with a hatchet on stage?" And then you take it with that, and they're like, "Whoa." It takes some arm stability, because
Sure.
at this point, I can close my eyes and grind on myself and stay in the same spot because I know the muscle memory. I know where it needs to be, and I give myself ample space. Oftentimes, I see other grinder performers and they go small, which that's fine if you know that you have that arm strength to stay within that boundary. But if you're learning, I don't suggest it. Like, you want something like of this size so that you can have room to just like make mistakes.
Sure.
Because like I have like nicked my leg open and I've bled on stages, but it's not often now. I've learned from each one of my injuries, like, okay, we're not doing that again, or maybe I should change that up this time.
It probably gets hot too, huh?
I have layers of things, like there's car mat under it and there's even more steel layers under it, so it's just like I don't feel that at all. I don't even feel anything, even though it looks like I'm totally having an orgasm on stage. It's all faking it. I don't feel anything. Sometimes it hurts my arms, like I get a little rash, but...
And you're supposed to use a plug-in grinder, from what I was told,
well,
instead of a battery-powered.
This has been an everlasting battle for my entire career. I get mansplained a lot by shop guys after my shows. It's usually boomers.
Of course.
No hate against boomers, but statistically, I have to say, I have been taking notes, and it is always after like a metal show or something, a guy will come up to me and be like, "Well, it looks like you were using a grinder. You weren't using that. You weren't using any eye gear or anything." And I'm like, "I'll start using it when you start using it. Don't be sitting here pointing no fingers when I know you ain't doing shit either." So
Fuck 'em.
yeah.
I just wanted the excuse to talk to you.
Always, like, one guy's like, "You better be careful. That looked like a real angle grinder." I was like, "Oh, no, it wasn't." And he was like absolutely fucking dumbfounded. They don't like it when I talk back, but I've just turned it into a little game. I'm like, if you're going to take the time to tell me how to do my shit, they're always telling me, "Get a cordless grinder. Get a cordless one. You don't need to be walking over your cord." I'm like, so I'm going to put this on the radio so that it's immortalized. So if I need to cut and paste this part of this
You have
Feel
all
free.
this
rights
segment,
to,
I can turn it into a video and just make it my response forever, so I don't have to keep repeating myself.
Listen up, boomers.
Lay it
Listen up,
on
boomers.
us.
I chose specifically to use a corded grinder because the RPM is higher when you use it. If you use a cordless one, you are only limited to that RPM that has it. And you've got this big ass bulky thing. So if you want to swing it around this way, you're going to want to have a smaller body as opposed to something with a bigger body that's going to whack you everywhere. So corded grinders actually are smaller, so you can do crazy shit like I do. I've taken the side handle off too, which is another thing that they like to mansplain about. Where's your handle? It's up your ass. It's where the fuck
There you
it
go.
is.
Now go find it.
Like, the way you use things in a shop, I'm not going to tell you how to use the tool for that because I don't know how you use it. But the way I use it in my pussy shop is a completely different way. Like, I ring it up differently. She gets trimmed differently. I don't want to hear no fuss. So when it comes down to it, my sparks are always going to be bigger and wider
There you go.
and thicker because I choose a corded grinder. So unless you want to see a tiny ass little fucking spark show where she need to put me in a corner and just do that, that's fine, but I like it big, I like it large and in charge, so we're going to do it like that.
Science, motherfucker.
Science, motherfucker. And I don't want to hear no fuss anymore about it. So don't tell me one more time to use a fucking a cordless grinder because I'm not going to do it. I tried it. I did try it. I didn't buy one. Someone gave it to me, actually. A man mansplained me so hard, he gave me one to use. So I was like, all right, let's see if these motherfuckers are on about something. So I tried it, and it was absolute hell on earth. I was like, yeah, just as I thought. And I kept it in my fucking closet for years until I tossed it. I'm sorry, whoever gave that to me, but I didn't ask. Who asked you? That's my reply now to all of these motherfuckers. Who asked you? Okay?
Yeah, fuck them.
Fair. Fair.
I like your response. It's so chill. Yeah, fuck them. That needs to be like also like just.
We're gonna put that on a shirt and sell it.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, that could also work at orgies as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know,
it's so like hotcakes.
Because there are so many holes that you can choose from.
it's up to your interpretation what that means.
Yeah. Interpretation.
Conterpretation.
I can't drink water normally without spilling it.
Now, when do you think that you fell into this industry, and did you have any people that you looked up to at a young age? Like, I remember sneaking off late night watching Talk Sex with Sue. And that was such a great way to learn about it in like a Catholic home, you know, that's not really taught in school. Did you have any inspiration, and when do you think that threshold was that we were like, this is what I do now?
I don't think it really took anything. I pretty much, I was already doing funky shit I knew to do funky shit. Nobody had to show me. I was already a weirdo to begin with. Like, I already had the ladies pretty young. When I grew up in kind of like an alternative lifestyle. So a lot of it didn't come to a surprise. My mom used to bartend in the 80s at a gay bar where they used to do a lot of cruising. So a lot of the kink and fetish type behavior was not really anything new to me.
What is cruising?
Yeah. Cruising.
Please explain.
Like where guys go to like meet other guys. Sometimes they are cruising for specific needs. Back in the 80s, my mom taught me about the hanky code, where they would use different colored handkerchiefs in the back of their pants to signal to other guys what type of kinks they have. If somebody wants to be fisted, if they're a bottom, if they're looking for a daddy, or if they like blood play or they want to be pissed on. And my mom taught me that really young. She didn't see any, reason to shame the lifestyle when it was always around me. Because in the 80s, people brought their babies to bars to watch their kids. That's what we did. And I could sleep through any band experience. I am just that. I've turned into that child. So being around gay people and living in a gay neighborhood, my mom also took me to the gay parades and things like that. And in the 80s, they definitely shone a lot more in those parades than they do now. It was a little more unhinged. So I got to be introduced to some things that probably kids my age wouldn't. So a lot of it wasn't really taboo by the time I got to adult age, because I've already been exposed to some crazy shit. Like we used to go to New Orleans a lot and walk Bourbon Street. And I saw all kinds of shit. Like the first time I saw a lady lift up a dress and I saw a penis down there. And I was like, Dad, what is that? And he's like, it's a lady with a penis. I was like, oh, okay. And then that was it. It was just, that was it. And, there was no taboo about it. My mom would go to the strip clubs there. It's just like, I'm actually glad that I was raised that way, because I don't want any of that to be taboo or like feeling like ashamed to be into. So it all just fell into place for me. I was like, it is what it is. And I can't speak for everybody else, because some people have to really go through a struggle just to be themselves and identify as who they are. So that's why we like to provide these experiences for people, so that they can find other people to not feel as alone. Like, we'll even have people travel from like areas where it's not so as accepted to have events like this to this area, so that they can have like a place of refuge for a night where they feel normal. It's the Lord's work in an unconventional way. To hear the stories of how like some of these events have changed people is really what keeps us doing it, and what keeps it valuable. Because like I said earlier, these types of events are usually geared towards mostly men. And so we try to make this available. It used to be for just women, but as gender spectrum we've been having more conversations about it. We wanted to include the trans babies and the non-binaries as well, so that they have a place to explore their fetishes and have discussions and meet new people and go on dates with them after, and just have a place to be free without judgment.
Do you have any messages for people that are like struggling to feel accepted in like their like communities or whatever? People that like don't necessarily like normal things that regular people like.
Yeah, I guess I could say that I've always been that person, so I can totally relate, because I've always been the weird artsy child in class that like to do odd things, but the way I look at it is just to always be authentically yourself, because your people will find you. It may not always be easy, and you may have a lot of fallouts holding on to that version of yourself, but don't let anybody shame you to being anything else that you don't want to be. You have that decision. So even just being online, you can find other people that are like you. Just reach out to your communities. Don't be afraid to take risks, because you've already gotten this far with your kink and you survived it. So why not go out and branch out and meet other people like you? And I know a lot of people have their hang-ups about it. Sometimes it's religious issues, or they had issues with their cultural backgrounds, or there's just issues with family that can get in the way of it. It's very much like coming out, where, it's a decision on how many people you want to know about it. If you want to communicate it to other people, you want to keep it discreet. Some people keep their fetishes and things hidden forever, and then they die with them. So we're just trying to make it so that doesn't happen. And in fact, we'll even like cheer you on from the side of the room and be like,
You got this.
"You got this. This is good." Like,
you need a tissue afterwards? I
yeah.
got you.
Oh man, it'll be beyond a tissue. We'd lay out the puppy pads on some of these furnitures, because people with vaginas, they typically go for longer and longer and longer and longer. There are snack breaks. We do even offer like a snack table at these events.
That's fun.
Because if
What kind of food is there?
well, we have all sealed food, so everything has like a package, so no one's reaching into a chip thing after fisting somebody.
Little
We are
finger
being
foods.
occasionally someone will bring them, but we try to keep that to a minimum, because not everybody's thinking about cleaning their hands, all the time. We do have some rules, like wash your hands before you touch foods, and like don't fuck in the bathroom, like fuck anywhere else, but just don't fuck in the bathroom. We only got
That's
one
valid.
bathroom, so it's
Fuck that
other
shit.
people gotta go. You can fuck anywhere. Don't come to a party to fuck in the bathroom.
What is this, exit?
Oh man, I just had like 6 flashbacks when you said that. I'm not going there because you could be watching.
Oh man.
I didn't even get to hit anybody with this yet.
Well, the night is still young. The night is still young.
Yeah.
Now, oh God, I still have so many questions.
Yeah, I figured that it would be a Rolodex of them.
So you have some of the toys here. Is there anything you won't do? Is like you were talking about before, you have a list of like yes, no, yes, no. What are some things that you're just hard no on?
Well, that has changed over time, strangely enough. It used to be electric play. Like, for example, something like this, or like the huge fly swatter, or there's something called a violet wand where you can like pass electric current to other people with. It's pretty intense. I think the violet wand is probably my most feared tool, because I just had an experience with it in the past that scared the shit out of me, and it's hard to recover from. So I've been playing with these little types of like forms of electric play where I have more control. But overall, I can't do it. I'd rather have my ass beaten by like 6 people than deal with like violet wanding on my back for 2 minutes.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's like, jeez. That's all I'm getting out of you. This whole interview is like, jeez.
I'm just reacting to it. It's interesting.
Yeah. I'm just putting it out on the table right now. Why hold back?
Man. So is it the danger of getting electrocuted is
I don't know. It's just like you know what? I think I know what it is. When I was a kid,
those Christmas lights that used to be on wreaths and things, they weren't always safe in the 80s. I think we had to go through like a trial period of children getting electrocuted for a while before we like got the safe lights that we have now. I got electrocuted on the same Christmas wreath like 3 years in a row.
What?
You liked it.
It scared all I would do, you know, like how kids touch shit. I was just touching the lights, and then like I don't know, it would be like a quick, and I was like, damn, I'm not touching that again. And then the next year, my dumb ass would forget, and then it happened again.
Oh
and
my God.
I just kept getting electrocuted on shit, and I was like, oh my God. So I think maybe that's where that stems from, is just like that fear of like, I don't know, having a heart attack. I don't know. Electric is like scary.
Yeah.
I work in the medical field, and I see that people use like crash carts to charge people's hearts back. And I'm like, God, what is that going to do? This guy I'm not
Brings
so
them
scared
back to
of.
life.
If this will kill a fly, but it won't kill us. Like, it's just like someone striking a rubber band against you. You can do it on a cock or balls. You know, that's fine too.
Sure.
Yeah.
I might have to go buy one after this.
Yeah, they're like $40 on that A site, and it only just takes a couple batteries, and you just press the button till it goes red, and you're ready to go. And yeah, it's fun. You can do it on nipples, and you can do it on other really sensitive body parts, behind the knees or armpits, things that you wouldn't think that are as expected.
Armpits, whoa.
Yeah, like if someone's tied up on a cross and you have that access, it's like a tickle with pain.
Can we try it?
Oh my God, you want to do it?
My armpit's a little sweaty. Do you think it'll like conduct?
There's only one way to find out.
There we go.
Well, we can't get your dick on the air.
Dad, I made it.
Oh God,
I'm a little sweaty.
that's all right. I've done worse of them.
Oh, you can do a little more. Oh!
Oh no, that was
Oh, my
small.
whole arm.
It's too hot. Oh. That's amazing.
Jack,
Get
how'd
to
that
do-
feel?
Adding to my cart tonight.
He's gonna be at home like shit. She's not kidding. Get it in your ischial folds.
Right in between the tank.
Yeah, taint is actually fun too. Like you know, like the butthole guy that I was playing with. We were doing taint stuff too. He's gonna be at home like, oh, I don't know about that, and then be like,
There you go.
When you yelp, you have this like moaning to it. Is it? Do you get? Or is it for show, or are you actually getting pleasure?
it's my.
Or is that a natural reaction?
No, that's something that I have adapted it into my calls. It's a queer calling. I bring this up in dressing rooms a lot, that if you want to know if you are in a queer dressing room or if you're in a straight as fuck dressing room, go, and see how people respond around you. And if you hear people moaning back, you are most likely in a safe space, and it's queer people all around you, because you might even hear it break out in a song. There might be people dropping to their knees and twerking, and that's when you're like, okay, cool. But I did it it was like I perform with bands sometimes, and it was like a bunch of dudes in the back, and then I did it backstage, and I went, to see who my people were, and it was dead silent.
I don't know. I've seen a bunch of straight dudes do it all like, oh yeah.
Yeah, but they're not straight. Like, they're straight, but they're also on Grindr. That's like not my Grindr, but like the Grindr, where they all meet to go, like, you know,
Grind.
They grind things. They're really fast. Like, men are so fast. Like some of these cruise parties where they go to meet each other, they're like, hey, yo, man, you look good. You want to fuck? Oh, fuck, yeah, let's fuck. And it's just like, oh, my God, with women, we have to have conversations. We need to talk about, you know, all sorts of things. Like, men, I don't know how you do it. You just, I want to be a guy for, like, 48 hours.
It's more physical for men.
It is. It totally is. And, like, they do it. They'll cruise in the grocery store and then fuck afterwards.
Like, oh, fuck it.
That's crazy to me. We have to have so many conversations and pre-fuck meetups, testing talks, all sorts of things. And guys are just like, bah, 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 bah.
Women are so complicated. Just kidding.
Why do you think that's the case? Men are just more primitive. Women have more of an emotional tie to it.
I mean, I don't know. There have been times I've pulled some running guns at these parties, so I'm not going to act like I'm 100% prude. But it just I feel like we're shyer about breaking that, unless we know that we're both freaks. Like, because there was definitely been a couple times where I fell into some pussy at some of these parties, and I did not expect it. So, like, you know, it happens. It happens. You just, like, you trip and fall, and you're like, there it is. There it is. And there's so much pussy in front of you all at once. It's hard not to just, like, accidentally fall in front of one.
God, that sounds so great.
I know.
Sounds like heaven.
That's usually what I dream about.
It is.
No.
It's like a queer Renaissance painting. Sometimes I just like to sit back and look at it all like, God damn, to be a fly on this wall. People have no idea. I just walk around all proud like, yep, we all facilitated that and that and I won't tell, but
I made all you guys feel good in a certain way.
yeah. And even just to see people of like all walks of life at these parties, it won't be just like people who are in their 20s. Sometimes you see people who've been playing since like the 80s, the 70s. You see older folks who are in with their like leather vests and all their patches that they've earned as in like leather competitions and things, like fetish educators and all sorts of things. Like when the butches walk in the vests, I'm always just like I just sit back all shy like and watch them across the room like it's prom. Like I'm not going to talk to them, but I'm going to stare at them. Hope one talks to me and asks me to suck their dick or something.
Funny.
Hell
yeah.
Yeah, he's like, hell yeah. You were just like,
real.
you're like a human version of a reaction. Like your emojis, like throughout I like I'm using this. It's like,
Please do.
it's an accentuation.
You wanted to smack somebody with that, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at him facilitating beatdowns. I'm just going to beat the shit out of this child.
I'll take it.
It's usually what happens here anyways.
Yeah, I know. Well, last time it was you, so.
Oh, God.
Take you like, let's see, what's with that interview? Maybe even on the chair.
Here we go.
Wait, so
This is a Hawkwinds exclusive,
It
folks.
probably get you like this, so then it can get you like that.
It's a good look. Here, I can move.
Oh yeah, that's good. And then like even just bend over like that. Is it you? Oh, I thought it was him. Oh, we can do you both.
I mean, there's plenty of love to go around.
You got this wallet here.
All right, Jay, you got any last words?
Robbing you. Stick 'em on. All right.
R.I.P.
Whoop, hang on. There we go. It's okay, bro. You got this. Keep staying there.
For the team.
I took one for a team. All right, Jack, your turn.
All right, let's play the game. Which toy are we gonna use?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
All right. For you, for me. All right, here we go.
The delay on this is crazy. I was like, what is that,
right.
bro? Why am I still standing there? Oh,
All right.
Flip
look
it
at
off.
that.
Let's get
Here we
it.
go.
Oh, okay. I was talking shit about. Look at this.
I'm a little tattooed.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Just be nice. Oh fuck!
I know. See, that's the shit I like to do. Just like, when it's like
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. I'll take a nice hard one on the ass. All right.
that sounds so good.
Okay. Okay. Next
Wait,
one.
well, now that you're naked, let's just like.
I like to do it again. Ah, do it
Yeah, you
again.
little fucking paint slut,
Yeah,
bitch.
a little bit.
Bitch.
Ah, okay. Pineapple.
It's only 7:30. Okay, pineapple. That's
Oh,
a safe
pineapple.
word.
Oh, you
Fuck.
Yeah, see, we've discussed this prior. We talked about consent, and we did talk about his safe word, and pineapple is his safe word.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Although pineapple is not considered safe to some people.
our video is officially demonetized.
Welcome to my fucking world. I can't even
man.
like queef online without it being demonetized.
Really? No queefing online?
Yeah, he's like, whoa, for real? He's coming back to. I like the sound of your panting, that adrenaline coming through.
I'm an asthmatic. I think that's.
Oh shit! Well, he's fine.
Oh my god. Do you want a sticker in exchange for that?
Yeah, I'd
appreciate
love
it.
one.
Thanks
Thanks.
for
I
joining
love a
us.
sticky.
Oh my god. Fuck.
How do you feel, Jack?
I.
He needs
I'm
time to process.
How's your... Never mind.
lost for words.
Wait, do you want to check? Guys are always checking on
I'm
this
good.
shit. How's your dipstick? How's your dip? It shouldn't show like.
Noticed it all?
No.
No, she's
Yeah.
nice. She knows how to do it.
I'd have to hit you for a little bit longer and harder to make it questionable for somebody who has to look at your body later.
Shit.
Yeah.
Jack, is everything okay at home?
Yeah, I'm not trying to like have any girls being like, "Who the fuck did this to you?"
I warned her. I let her know.
Oh, good.
No, that was something. I get the appeal of it.
Yeah.
Of it. Even like I'm even thinking of like somebody who, if like they can't get it up anymore, or if they're like, even if somebody's like crippled or something.
Some people like to have that sensation in different areas. Even there have been some handicapped people that I've played with where they like to have like sensations in different areas where like, whereas like I'm trying to like explain it in the most empathetic way possible, but it can be very much a therapy to people. It's not always about like getting your dick off and getting like that sort of get off feeling. Sometimes it's about just belonging and acceptance and having another human that understands. Like if there's other people that normally can't meet other people due to a disability, having another person like that can help them feel less alone, and then in turn like is a therapy to them. So there's many different ways that you can look at the fetish spectrum, where yes, it is fun and it gets us excited and it gets our blood pumping, but there are also like therapeutic benefits to it. Like we're communicating, we're talking about consent. People who typically partake in kinky activities are happier than those who don't, because what are they doing? They're communicating. They're talking about their likes and their dislikes, and people are sharing and being open. And that's what we encourage at these events. In fact, we don't serve alcohol at most of them because we want people to be completely present. And, when you add alcohol to these situations, people are not as able to give consent that in situations that I feel like that they should. Like if they're taking too much pain and they're trying to prove themselves. Like at the exit, we would have guys doing that where they're just trying to like take a beating for their friends, and then they'd have a black and blue ass for like 2 weeks. I'm not trying. Yeah. We're trying to keep it safe, sane, and consensual, and really living and abiding by that. Not just making it a statement, like putting it into action.
Now, what do you think is what do you think people don't understand about sexuality and kink that you wish more people realized?
Man, it just always comes down to a quick judgment about a person. Like a lot of times when I'm being called names, every name in the book for the things that I do, it's all down to just people not wanting to take the time to learn about it or learn your perspective about it. So, and a lot of times I find out it is because they are curious, but they have fear of being judged for being curious. Like it takes really stepping out of the box to be able to embrace it. And if you are not a stepping out of the box type of person, then it's just a finger pointing situation. Like you're a freak. It's typically what it is. I get called a freak. And that's that. It's just that simple. You're a freak. You're a Satan devil worshiper. It's whatever insecurity that they have going on and judgment about it. It's just going to be projected towards you. And yeah, I just try to keep my wits about me and be like, okay, that's nice. You're probably a devil worshiper too, but I don't care that much.
Takes one to know one.
Right? Who has the time to worship the devil? Like I said, that's a dedication. I'm out here like trying to shock people's buttholes and stuff. How am I going to mix in devil worship in that?
It's gonna be my
She's got a booked schedule. She can't
Yeah,
make it to
I am booked and busy,
services.
honey. I'm out here getting naked flogged and, trying to co-host these orgies with my friends. And you're talking about me being a freak and the devil. And, there's also, I'm always being called things that I'm not. Like I'm always being called trans slurs and all sorts of things. So like, transphobia affects everybody. It affects cis women, it affects trans people, and it's really dangerous. So I do get those words weaponized towards me a lot because they don't understand who or what I am. I'm like, I'm just a kinky fucking woman. I'm a middle-aged woman. I like my shit and I'm open about it. I've always been open about it. If you don't like it, cool. There's a thing you can do. My friends bring it up a lot. It's called touching grass. It's Really simple, actually. You just go outside, try to take in the sun, and then just take a deep breath. And just touch the grass. That's it. If you don't like it, just scroll on. I will do my best to try to approach it with kindness if you're willing to learn. But if you're going to be a troglodyte about it, then I'm going to go ahead and meet you with that same energy and Hulk smash you to the fucking sky. Because there's only so much I can do.
I love grass.
Yeah.
My favorite thing.
And I love to hear that there's other people here that touch grass, because I often find that there's just not enough people out there who are doing it. They are sitting in their basements and judging, and oftentimes the ones who are pointing the fingers and screaming the most are confessing something. And because the DMs say all. Say what you want, but those DMs say all. So
we got receipts, baby.
yeah, I've got receipts from like 2006 in the MySpace days that I have, like, a woman never forgets. I will sit there and be like, oh yeah, well, that fight that we got into in 2010 on fucking MySpace, don't think I forgot about that, bitch. I got
really
that shit.
do be like that.
I am getting pissed off about applications and websites that don't even exist anymore. Like,
Jesus.
to be pissed off about technology that doesn't exist anymore is a really strange place to be in your mind. Like, because I'm like the late Gen X, early millennials. So like, I was still dealing with 8 tracks, and I come from the generation where you have to hold the CD player straight to listen to a song, or if it skips, you're fucked. You skip your whole CD. To literally getting music from the air. Like, what the fuck even is that, man?
It's crazy.
It's crazy, bro. I'm just still getting over of how we've...
What's a CD player? Just kidding.
Man, my dad had one of those 500 disc CD players, like the ones where you can load it up with 500 discs, like a jukebox, and he would just play it all night. He would play all kinds of shit. It's kind of like the modern day iPod or like whatever, but it was like a big bulky thing, and oh my God. And like vinyl, like, oh my God. My dad, when we would move in the 80s, it would be like box load after box load of heavy fucking vinyl. Like, I don't know if you know what a crate of that is like, but it's heavy as fuck.
Yeah, they're dense.
When we had like tons of it, because, my dad being a musician, that was just a ton of music to have. Now you just like move your laptop and that's just like everything. It's like, oh boy, we were in the trenches for you all. I'm glad to be where we are.
They walked so we can run.
Yes. And, when it comes to things like this, how far did we have to walk to get our buttholes blasted? Just so simply.
They had to crawl before we can run.
Yeah,
We're flying now.
The things we had to put up our buttholes before the Zapper came along and I made butthole guy friends.
If only the older generation can see us now.
All right. Do you have a favorite, like, sexual historical fact or kink fact from history?
Oh, man. Well, maybe not one specifically, but I did visit the, the Kink and Fetish Museum in Prague when I went to just visit for vacation. And, oh, my God, if you ever end up in Prague, I highly recommend going to the Sex Museum, because they have just about everything that you can think of an archaic fashion that people have used to get off. Like, God, where do I start? Like dildos created by tusks and horns from like primitive people.
Whoa.
Yeah, there were things like old peep show booths that they would take around where there'd be a nudie girl inside, and it's like a caboose carriage, and you find these little doors and windows, and you open and you look, and you'd see like a naked girl in there, and you get to do a little peep. There were like old antique fuck machines that run by like pedaling.
What?
Drill a fucking dildo into your crotch. I was like,
That's
man,
awesome.
it was like a huge contraption. It was almost like one of those wheels where you would like weave, like a weaving wheel. Only someone figured out how to make it so that it just constantly penetrates. I'm like, man, people were getting down in the 1800s, man. Wow. Oh man. Then there was another thing I saw in there. A fart bag.
What the fuck?
No, this isn't a kink thing per se, but it is. It was like used for your partner in bed. Like if you don't want to offend them with bad gas, you put a fart bag on your butt, and it's just like, it's almost like a funnel, and it was like leather, and it would lead to a hose out the window. So your farts would go out the window instead. So you wouldn't offend your partner if you ate like beans or something that night.
Smart idea.
I was like, God, I almost wanted to like touch it and like open it up and be like, God, I wonder what that fart bag smells like. Like
Dusty old farts.
farts from like the 1800s.
Jesus.
I knew this conversation was going to go here.
It always does. Leads back to farts.
We
Everyone
love
does
farts.
it.
Yeah, but they even had like intricately made like carousel merry-go-rounds of like people doing sexual acts and like stuff that just pervs have been doing for centuries, creating art. And then there was a little porno booth that you can go in that was playing like porn from like the not the 1800s. We didn't even have anything back then. It was like maybe the 1940s. It was like early film. And it was still silent, and there was like an orgy going on. It was like a threesome. I didn't even realize they got down like that, but it was like this guy, he like pulled down her bloomers, and he had his bloomers, and they were both some pretty like shapely chicks. So I was pretty happy to see that. I was like, all right, that's a little thick, and I like that. And he just like went to town on those two, and I was sharing the room with like all these older French ladies. Because anybody can go into the porno booth and watch it. And when the threesome started happening, they're all like, ménage toi. Then I got so excited, I accidentally elbowed this lady's tit, and then we were just laughing in hysterics. It was just a really fun experience. So if you're into some pretty crazy shit and you just so happen to be in the Czech Republic, I highly recommend it. Because, man, I was just in there looking at dildos throughout the fucking ages. Like, damn, people were just fucking everything. Everything. Leather cock sheaths and things, like before condoms were a thing, they were coming up with all sorts of things to try to prevent pregnancy and disease. And let's just say we didn't do a lot of crawling before we could run.
A lot of digging in the trenches. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can only imagine using like intestines or something like that. That's
Yeah.
so foul.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it
foul.
was definitely like hand sewn leather situations, like cock sheaths that I saw, even that covered down to the balls too, like the whole ball. It was like a ball and cock condom.
Wow.
Yeah, so I guess someone
Ball and
decided,
cock
you know what, we could
condom.
snip the ball idea. And we're just going to go ahead and just shaft it out for the rest of time. I kind of like the idea of a whole ball sheath too. Just put it all in there.
Yeah. It's like sock suspenders. They needed something to keep it up.
Do you imagine just a single sock with suspenders? It would be like it would be like a Red Hot Chili Peppers reunion.
Honey, are you ready? No, I gotta put on my cock suspender real quick.
Instead of like cock girders. Oh man, I think
What's
there's a
taking
market.
so long? My cock suspender's not working right.
Yeah, like, then it just like holds it all down from the base. It's just like a whole. Oh my God, I think I'm gonna design this tonight.
There you go.
Probably something.
There's a market for everything.
True.
Are there other places to travel in the world if you have this fascination? What should I say? I don't want to call it.
If you're like a kinky weirdo.
Yeah. Well, is that? I'm trying to be proper way to say.
Okay. Europe is actually a really great place to explore yourself because they have a lot of like open. They're a lot less stigmatized about it. Like, I went to Amsterdam and I was just so delighted to see how open everything was and how like even just how even fetish fashion was like a normalcy and not something that would make people stare at you in an uncomfortable way. Like you see somebody who's wearing like a rubber catsuit down the way and you'd be like, oh, bravo. And then that's it. It's not like a thing. Like it's a lot more normalized in Europe. So like places like Germany and that have like these really global fetish events and things like that. That's really what you want to look into. And then they also have like these really great like live sex demonstrations at in Amsterdam where you can just see people do that on a stage. They will just, it's pretty much just like an artistic sex act that you can watch. There's basically nothing that's shocking in Europe. Like you can get it. out there. Here, I feel like we are so much more prude, and we've got so much,
for sure.
and it just keeps getting worse. And it feels like it's a forever battle trying to get people more into it. But I'd say where we are in Chicago, people are very curious and open about it. When I started the Spank Salon and started like popping it up in different events, people were always like getting in line to like get spanked. I'll have people waiting. I have people like reserving. I had to start doing times when I'd be out because people are like ready to go. Like they want to be spanked. They want the distraction. They want to have fun, and I am willing and ready to do that for them.
I've got a two-part question for you. What do you think it's going to take for America to get a little less vanilla and be acknowledging of sexuality, nudity in just in modern day in cinema and in the world we're living in? And part two of that question, do you think that we're currently in a sexual revolution as we speak?
It's hard to say because there's just so much that can get weighed into that. But in terms of the Gen Z crowd, I would say yes, because some of these Gen Z parties that I have been performing with and meeting these people, they are open and ready and willing, and they are consenting, and they are discussing. A notable party I'd like to bring up that I'm going to be at next weekend, April 26th at Never Have I Ever Bar, is Sluts Party. This is a perfect example of how the Gen Z crowd has been really taking over in terms of like a sexual revolution. They will throw parties where you can do more things that you couldn't do in public. It's basically a stoplight party where you wear a bracelet to signify to other people at the party what your intentions are there. Green will be like, hey, let's talk. I'm open to talk to you. Yellow is like, wait for me to approach you. And red is like, I'm just here to hang out with my friends, so that you're not creating any uncomfortable experience for everybody, and everybody knows what everybody's intentions are. Like, oh, okay, that person has a green bracelet on, I'm going to flirt with them. So I'd say that the fact that they have brought that back, and they have made these models for their parties, that we really definitely are, even though it's difficult with the climate that we have right now, when we have forces against us and what feels like laws going against us and the things that we do and our people. It's not stopping us is the thing. And if anything, it's making us more wild and crazy, because we want distraction, we want belonging, we want release from all of what is going on in the world. So honestly, I'm excited. Since I started doing this whole spank salon thing, like everybody wants, like I said, wants to get spanked. They want to participate. They want to learn. I've been approached by a lot of younger people who are like, how can I get involved in some of these parties? This looks really cool. Like, I'm really into that stuff too. And I'm happy to guide the way towards safe places where I feel like they can learn and participate. So, yeah, it's been really interesting to watch the evolution over the decades that I've been doing this, because it does shift. There's some times where I feel like it's more easier. You really have to know your audience and what you're working with for it to really make the most sense. But yeah, like I said, it's not stopping us, and I think it's making us rebel even more. And I'm excited to see where that's going to lead. I always said, in times of really fucked up climates, the art is in collaboration is always strong, because people also, they need that release. And the same goes with the fetish world. Like, the orgies are going to be banging. Like, all the parties are going to be banging. Everybody's going to be cool, and everybody's going to be banging. So
Literally banging.
Yeah. So don't let current climate of things dissuade you from being authentically yourself, because we can definitely provide those experiences for you. And if women, trans, and non-binary people are not typically the folks that you see yourself hanging out with, we also do. I also participate in events, organized grime. They are more male-centered events, but everybody is welcome to participate as well, where they will have dance parties. Men are cruising, but everybody's welcome to join. I will perform, and they have all sorts of beautiful go-go dancers of all gender spectrums who are there. And it's been a really wonderful addition to my life in the queer world, because I see so many of us trying to merge genders under one umbrella rather than just keeping it this party and this party, that it used to be like 20 years ago. Whereas now people are like, oh, maybe we should do this together. And it's becoming a lot more like fruitful, I feel like, in terms of how the events go. So yes, please follow me on Instagram at MissAmmunition, where we can talk about, where you will see all the events that I will be posting. May is going to be crazy with orgies and burlesque, so please follow me there. And if you want to get fisted or you want to also see my tits, you can do that as well.
I think you've said some of the sentences I thought I've never hear at this podcast before.
Yeah,
And
you know,
today
the
I've
world
heard
is
all
your
of them.
oyster. And so thank you for having me here to be able to talk about these things with reckless abandon.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
And for electrocuting you. And
You really
spanking.
educated us today.
Thank
and
you.
America, I believe.
Or at least the ones that want to listen.
Or, a couple people that want to listen.
You know, it's I think it's really noble of you to come up and talk about it. I know it's probably not easy to come out forth and talk about a lot of this stuff. It is sometimes taboo to a lot of people. But,
Yeah.
We condone you for, what's the word I'm looking for? We think what you're doing is awesome. It's an educational, it's making safe space for people. And I think that's something we definitely need now more than ever in this world. If you were to ask me about the sexual revolution thing, I think we are in one. I think we are currently in one. You want to talk about the 60s sexual revolution. It was a lot of big blue meanies who were like telling guys, hey, you can't be doing this, blah, blah, blah.
Always.
And it was the voice of the people speaking up saying, fuck you. We're going to go love the way we like to love. And I think we're in something very similar right now. And you're definitely a front runner in it and a trailblazer. And again, we think what you do is so awesome.
Thank you.
And again, we encourage you to keep going at it. And
Till the tits fall off.
till the tits fall off. Till the tits fall off. No, but thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we really appreciate it. And again, for all of our listeners out there, check out Ammunition. We're going to have all of her information down in the description below. Ammo, do you got any last messages for the folks out there listening tonight?
I guess I've said it all at this point. I can't really say anything else more, but please give me a follow. And if you have any curiosity about any of these fetish events and suspension or anything like that, feel free to send me a message. Don't make it weird. Just make it weird in the good way, not in the weird way, because I'll block a motherfucker. But and I'll post screenshots of the weird shit because my followers really enjoy it.
Yeah,
but in terms of like, if there's an event or you have any questions and you just have some curiosity and you need a little coaxing, I'm willing to do that as well. Don't be afraid. Don't be a stranger. Reach out. I'll guide you.
There you go.
Well, thank you, Ammo. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
So we're gonna send it out with you guys. Man, that was such an interesting interview today. I thought that was so cool. Ammo, you're a complete rock star. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for loaning me your body.
Absolutely. That was something. No, we've got a lot of really cool stuff in board for you guys. Again, Friday, April 18th. It's this upcoming Friday, Reggie's Rock House. Check it out. We're going to be renting out the whole place. It's going to be a blast. And we also have a lot of really cool events coming up in the near future as well. Knock on wood. Now's the time, baby. Hawk Winds has a new mission statement, and we're bringing the shows to you guys. Although we provide great entertainment for you guys every single Wednesday night here at Q4, we want to meet you guys. We want to be in the flesh with you. We want to meet you in person. So be on the lookout of some of the stuff we're up to. We got a lot of really cool stuff on the horizon. I'd like to get Ammo at one of our events. I think that
Hell
would
yeah.
be incredible.
Yeah, let's do it.
You shock some buttholes and do whatever.
Yeah, bring your cross. It would be great.
Yeah.
We'd love
Oh my
it.
God. That would be so cool. They'd be into it.
Hell yeah. Now we always send off the show with a little encouragement and a mission for people. Do you got one for the folks today, Jay?
I'll let you take this one, bro.
I'm gonna stick with the kink, with the kinky kink. Discover new kinks. I think in such a vanilla world that we're living in these days, spice it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Whether it be role playing or finding some new toys. As we have a beautiful model here.
Butthole shocker.
Get the butthole shocker.
Don't be afraid to
3000.
shock your butthole every once in a while.
You never know. You might be into it.
Right?
Oh,
Shock your butthole. You never know. You might really
get
enjoy
spanked
it.
every once in a while.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need it.
It puts things into perspective.
Yeah, put things in your perspective.
Put
That's
things,
right.
Yeah.
Put things in your butthole too.
But my number one thing with all of this is consent. Consent is sexy. Consent is key.
It's fucking mandatory.
It's mandatory. It's fucking mandatory. Yeah, but have fun. Have fun exploring yourself. Have fun exploring your body, your sexuality, and be a good partner. I think a good partner is somebody who puts themselves to the side a little bit for the pleasure and the love for the other person. But
Hail Mary.
Yeah, right.
Hallelujah to that.
Yeah. So be a good partner, explore a new kink, and have fun with it. Have fun. And use protection, of course. Right. As always.
Safe sex is great sex.
Yep. We should get some Hawkwinds condoms.
Condoms?
Oh my God. Get your hawk winded.
It'll kind of look like this a little bit.
Oh my
right?
God, that's
Sure
perfect. How cute is that? Oh my God.
If you're looking for that Hawk Tua,
That
get a
Hawk-
That hawk too.
get a Hawkwinds condom.
Holy shit, that's
Oh, you don't like the show? Go fuck yourself. Hey.
Literally.
Get yourself that hawk too.
God, I want to blow up on the internet like she did.
God, I know, me
I
too.
wish.
But until that time, thank you guys for joining us. If you enjoyed the show today, tune in every Wednesday night. If you like the show, hit subscribe, share it with a friend, share it with your mother, share it with whoever you might think is going to enjoy the shows. And we got a lot of really fun stuff on the horizon. Again, thank you guys for joining us. My name is Jack Dwyer.
And I'm Jay Smooth.
Y'all have a great night. We'll see you this Friday night, April 18th.
Peace.
Reggie's Rock House.
You